Okay, welcome back, the genius. All right, so in this chapter, we've been talking about HTML entities and embedded content. So we'll be talking about iframes in this section, which is one of the ways to also embed content. Okay, so let's take an extensive look into iframes. So what's the basic like? So now the iframe element creates an embedded browsing context within the current page. Basically, with the iframe element, you can actually add other websites onto your own web page. Although some websites do not allow you to embed their website in your web page, in your website. All right. So, but for some who do, you can actually embed the full website or part of the website, or even some documents. Okay, let's say you have an about us page and you're on the home page. You can even embed it. Okay, so with the iframe element, you use to embed browsing context within the current page. So it requires a source attribute to specify the URL of the content to display within the iframe. Okay, so there is a source attribute that that's where this is where you specify the URL of the content. Which website do you want to embed? Which content do you want to embed? Content outside your own website, or even content within your website. Okay, so now this is actually very, very possible with the source attribute. So it is also useful for embedding variety of content. You can embed videos from YouTube. You can embed maps, Google Maps, external applications, social media feeds. Okay, there are a whole lot you can actually embed. Okay, so this is the basic syntax, as simple as this. All right, you just provide a source. So let's take a look at how it looks. So here, um, okay, so this source will not work because YouTube will not allow it. So it is as simple as this, okay? It's as simple as this. This is the iframe, and the frame border. This frame border actually, because if you remove this one now, okay, it will have a border. So right now we are just saying the frame border to be 0, so there will be no border. All right. So although you can still use CSS styling to actually remove it. So now all I have to do is to present the link. Okay. So I could actually go to my browser. And let's say I want to, this is Niger Rocks. Let me just take their URL. Okay. I will go back to the code and I would put it here. Okay. So I am actually embedding another website inside my own. Okay. So if I save this thing, go back to the browser. Okay, sorry, I will have to run it. Open it in the live browser. You can see this is the website. This is just the website. Okay. So of course you can actually add width, height, and stuff like that. But I have actually embedded another website on my own website. Okay. So this is what we really mean. But if you do something like Google, Facebook, they wouldn't allow. Some websites do not allow. Now let me show you something. Let me try and use Google. Okay, google.com. If I save, go back to the browser, it wouldn't show. All right, look at it. If you take your mouse over it, to say Google refused to connect because of there is some security issues. So some website will not allow you to embed. They will have to disable it. Okay, so they'll not allow you to embed their website on your own website because of there are some security reasons. Now somebody can just create a website now and put another website in here. People that do not have any idea might just maybe put in their password or their PIN, whatever, and they will be scammed, something like that. So some websites do not allow you to, for security reasons, they do not allow you to embed their website on your own website. Okay, so that is it. Excuse me. So this is the basic syntax. Okay, So what are some of the attributes of the iframe? Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. Iframe actually supports several attributes that control appearance, security, and behavior. Okay, the first one is the source that we have already seen. So the source can also be, I can just say, let's say I have another HTML here. I have semantic HTML here. So I could just say the source is, I could put another HTML semantic, okay? And if I save, go to the browser, all right? You can say it. That web page has been displayed here. Do you understand? So it could actually be a web page in your own website or an external one. So the source defines the URL of the document or content you want to embed. Let us try something. Let us see if we can embed image. I've not tried it before, but let's see what we have. But I know we don't have any PDF, but if you have PDF, it can also work. I can say IMG. Let me do this and let's see if it will work. I haven't tried it before, but let's see if it will work. Okay. Yeah, it worked. Okay, it worked. So you can actually also have PDF, all right, any document at all, all right. So you can see this is the image, although it's actually faint. Okay, so but this is the image, all right. This is the image, so it worked. Okay, so the thing is this: it is a document, all right. Embed any document at all. Okay, so the width and the height, you can use it to control the size of, this is another attribute, width and height. So let's see what it looks like. So here we could just give width to be, let's say 400 pixel, and we say height is maybe 400 pixel too. If I save and go to the browser, all right, you can see it is bigger now. It is bigger now. So you can actually adjust it with the width and the height attribute. Okay, so let me show you something. Let me take you to YouTube and show you how you can actually embed a YouTube video on your website. Okay, now let's do something. Let me go to YouTube. All right, so I could actually go to my own videos. Okay, these are my own videos, so I could actually can I share from here? Can I share from here? No. And if I play, okay, so now you see this video, I would want to share. I want to embed it in my. All right, welcome back to Genius. Okay, so what you have to do is to click on the share. If you click on share, you can see these are other options, but you can just click on embed. Click on this embed. All right, you can see what you're seeing here. You see, it's an iframe. An iframe that has a lot of attributes. So let's copy this iframe. Okay, then I will go to the code and I will just put it here. Oops. Okay, so I will do view word wrap. Okay, so now this is the iframe I copied from YouTube. Now look at it, look at the width, look at the height. This is the source. All right. Now the thing is this: if you want to directly, now if you look at this, let me go back to YouTube. Let me go back to you. If I try to take this URL, if I try to copy this URL, it is not the same thing with this one. Look at it. This one has /embed. So for security reasons, YouTube will not play. If I just copy this source, all right, YouTube will not play it. But you can actually do this from, I think it's even the same thing, but you have to now do /embed. Okay, you have to now do /embed for you to have it. Okay, so if I go back to the code, if I try to, this is actually the link, okay, but for some security reasons you cannot just access YouTube just like that. But here we are able to access it because we are going through the embed. All right. So the title, this is another thing we also take a look at is the title, another attribute. The frame border 0 allow. All right. Autoplay, clip. These are other attributes. Okay. Picture in play, web share, referral policy, allow full screen. So if I go back and open our browser here, you can see it here. You can see it here. So I can just play this video from here.
All right, welcome back to the Genius.
Okay. So now while we're on this, let me try something. I want to try something. The thing is, I can copy this source as a source of. Okay, let me take this. Okay, and I'll take it and let me do a video. Okay, so instead of this source, I will go with the one I have copied, and let's see if it would play. Let's see if it would play. I haven't tried it before. I'm just trying to try it now. It didn't play. It wouldn't work. Okay, it didn't work. Although it's still loading actually. Let's see. It's still loading. It's still loading. Let us see. But this is the one, the embedded one that we used iframe for. So it couldn't load. It didn't load. All right, it didn't work. YouTube wouldn't allow it. Let me check the console and see if there is any. Okay, YouTube wouldn't allow it. YouTube wouldn't allow it. So the thing is that I'm actually copying the source to be the same thing, but YouTube wouldn't allow it. So if I try remove embed, I'm just doing an experiment. This is not really what we are here, but I'm just trying to do some experiment. Most times we also learn by doing such experiment. Okay, it's loading. I don't think it would work. That what I'm trying to see if you can actually load a video from YouTube without an iframe using the video tag, but it's not working. It's not working. All right, so that is it. By the way, it shouldn't work. So if you want to do something like this, you have to use YouTube iframe. You have to use iframe. Okay, so this is a typical scenario of using iframe. Okay, so let me remove this video from here. It's not working. All right, so now this is it. Okay, so the source is actually a YouTube video. All right, so the source is actually a YouTube video. If I take everything out here, all this, let's see if it will still work without all these things. Let us work with the source alone. If I save, go back to the browser. Of course, it works. It still works. Okay. So it's just that those attributes, those attributes would actually help it to perform better. Okay. So I will go back to. Okay. Okay, so now we have seen the width and the height. The next one is the title. Now, the title improves accessibility by providing a descriptive title, especially for screen readers. Don't worry, I think our next chapter is accessibility. We will now discuss accessibility in details, okay? So, but title helps for accessibility. You also make sure that you always use the title attribute. Now, the name identifies the iframe with a unique name. This is helpful for targeting with JavaScript or for form submission. Now, since we have not really done, I don't know if you have taken the DOM manipulation in JavaScript, but let me just show you how this attribute actually works. I'll go back to our code and I will give this a name. I'll give it a name. And the name is let me just say frame. Okay, I will say frame. Now, I'm going to have an anchor tag here. Just look at what is going to happen. I'll say visit Niger Rocks. Okay. Look at what will happen. Then here I will put in href to be Niger Rocks. Let me copy this thing here. Okay. Copy. I go back to code. Now, what look shit. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, see, I have given this a name, all right? And I'm going to say if I click on this, instead of this to go to the Niger Rocks website, I'm going to say target. Remember the target attribute, and I'm just going to say give it frame. I'll give it the name of this iframe. Look at it. My target here is the name of this iframe. So see what will happen. When I click on this, you're going to see what will happen. So I go back. All right. Now, if I click on this, now look at what will happen to this iframe. If I click, you can see it has changed. So we use this name attribute, we use the name attribute to uniquely identify iframes. So you can have some, even with your JavaScript, you can still use JavaScript to do it. But right now, if I click now, this Niger Rocks will be loaded in this iframe because I said that the target should be the name of the iframe I gave there. And this is it. This is how it works. Okay. All right. So we also have the sandbox. Now, this sandbox is actually for security purposes. Okay, like I have told you, the iframe is very, very vulnerable. All right, when you are using it, use it very, very carefully. Okay, and don't, if possible, some websites do not allow their websites to be used in an iframe. They will disable it. So now the sandbox has a security it restricts certain behaviors within the iframe content. Okay, so it can block scripts, it can prevent form submission, it can restrict the use of plugins. So these are the common attributes, the common values. Allow script. You can say the sandbox, the value is allow script. So here it will allow script to run. Okay. Allow forms. By default, it will not allow. Okay. Allow same origin. All right. Now, when we talk about security, you will talk about this same origin. Okay. So allow purpose. It will allow pop-up windows from within the iframe. Okay. So now this is an example of it. Sandbox, allow script, allow same origin. Now, if you look at the YouTube, the one we got from YouTube, it also has this. All right, look at it. Okay, let me copy it again. And let's go to code. I'm going to take everything out here. All right. Sorry. Oops. Sorry. All right. I was copying the wrong thing. I copy. I go to my code. All right, look at it. It says, okay, it doesn't use any of the sandbox. It didn't use any sandbox here. Okay, it didn't use any sandbox here. But sandbox is actually used for security purposes. Okay, all right. So what are the common uses of iframe? Okay, you have already seen iframes are versatile and widely used for embedding interactive or external content. Common use include embedding videos, something like YouTube. Okay, all right, you have seen it already. You can use it to embed Google Maps. You have seen it already. Okay, we didn't actually do this, okay? But you can actually get the URL of the Google Map and you embed it and the Google Map will show. This is how people embed Google Map on their web page, okay? So you can actually get okay, let's do something. Let me go and get Google Map. I think I'll just have to close all this. I'll close them. Okay, so I could say, I could just type Google Map URL. Okay, so I just need a link. Oh, okay. No, this is not no. I'm just looking for a link. Example, Google Maps. Let me say, okay, let me say Google Map URL for my location. Okay, let me use this one. So, what is the Google Map? Okay, so this is it. So this is the URL. I just want the URL, okay? And I want to embed it in my own code. I could say the source is this. All right? This is the source. And I save. I go back to my browser. Google refused to connect. So for some reasons, Google doesn't want to allow us. Okay. Google didn't allow us. Okay, Google Maps slash embed. Okay, we have to use that embed. Now, does our own have that embed? Okay, Google Maps slash embed. Let me try. Embed. Let's see. It's just that we need to get the one that we can embed. Still the same thing. Okay, let me just search for embedded Google Map URL. Give me something now. I just want something. Okay, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Just that I don't want this thing to take us too long. I couldn't, okay, let me see. Generate embedded code for, okay, let's see. Okay, so I think I've been able to get it. So this is the iframe. Okay, so this is the source. Let me just copy the source. Okay, let me copy everything, then I'll just take the source. I just want to show you an example of Google Map. Let me just do it here then. Sorry. Okay, so I just want the source. The source is just what I want. Okay, look at the iframe here. I can just take the iframe. Okay, I could just take the iframe alone, and I can just take every other thing out here. So look at the iframe. The iframe, look at the source, HTTP maps, google.com, blah, 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 blah. So this is a Google map. So if I save, all right, all you have to do is to just get the URL. And if you open, okay, look at it here. You see, we have it here. We have the map here. Do you understand? So all you have to do is to just get the URL, the URL for your Google map. But this is actually a Google Map for Oxford University or something. But the point is this: with the source, you can actually embed Google Map on your web page. So you can also do social media feeds. You can display PDF files. Okay, all you have to do is the source will just point to the PDF file that you want to display. All right. Yes, that's what the source will just point to the document, the PDF, just like we did for image and we did for HTML too. Okay. So security consideration. Iframes come with certain security concerns, mainly due to the potential for cross-site scripting. So cross-site scripting attack, we will explain it when we talk about security. All right, we have a separate chapter for security in HTML. So modern browsers and HTML5, they provide features to address these concerns. That is where they use this sandbox. Okay, so when we talk about security, we'll also mention about this. All right, so this sandbox will limit the iframe's ability to execute scripts, interact with forms, or access certain browser functions. All right, so same origin policy, you might not understand what it is right now, but when we talk about security, we'll explain more on this. Okay, so with the same origin policy, restriction will be made if the two documents are not from the same origin. Don't bother about it. what you're going to understand what same origin policy means when we talk about security. Content security policy is also something we are going to discuss when we talk about security issues, okay? So responsive iframes, you can actually make your iframes to be responsive by using CSS and making the width to be 100%, okay? So if I go now and say I want my, you see this iframe, I could just say style, and I say width is equal to 100%. All right. If I save, I go back to the browser. You can see it is 100%. This is the width. All right. So I can also work on the height too and add the height. So you can see it has occupied everywhere. So if I go back now and let me work on the height, let me also add height. I could also say height. I could also say 100 VH. All right, that is going to take everything. All right, you can see it has occupied everywhere. So now look at it. It is responsive because if I try to, okay, if I minimize this, it is just responsive. Okay, very, very responsive. It will be, you can see it. It is adjusting. Okay, so you can just use the style to do it 100%. However you want to do it, okay, you can style it the way you want to style it. So you can also embed dynamic content with JavaScript. Now, because we might not have, because we you might not, we you might, but at this point, if you don't understand this code, don't bother. But if you have taken DOM manipulation with JavaScript, you're going to understand what this is. So we are saying document.get element. So this element, we give the iframe an ID. So once we get this, all right, we'll not change the source equal to this. So we can dynamically do this, and we can also listen for events. Okay. So if you know JavaScript DOM manipulation, this would be easier for you to understand. Okay. So but if you don't bother, right? When you do your JavaScript DOM manipulation, you're going to understand better, okay? All right, so what are the drawbacks and consideration? Performance impact. Iframes can slow down page loading if the embedded content is large or hosted on a slow server. Look at it. It takes some time before this, if look at it. It takes some time before it loads. It takes some time before it loads. If I close this browser and start afresh, look at it, it will take some time before it loads. So it will impact performance. Look at it, taking some time to load. It will impact performance. All right, look at it. It took some time to load. So just be very careful. Accessibility, iframes may create accessibility challenges for people with disabilities, okay? So, but always use the title attributes. It is always recommended, okay? For security reasons, may introduce security risks if untrusted content is embedded without proper restriction. So whenever you're using iframes, also consider security, okay? And thank you very much. This is where we'll draw the curtain for today, and we'll see you in the next session. If you have any question, please reach out. Okay, thank you very much.